I've been on staff at High Ridge for over 10 years now, and so I was able to take a sabbatical. My family and I were able to take a break for about 6 weeks and just break away and seek the Lord and refresh and be relaxed and really be able to hear God. It was just one of those seasons where right away I knew God was up to something. I could just sense that He was stirring something fresh and something new in my heart, but I didn't exactly know what that was. The Lord led me to get in touch with 3 of my friends, 3 guys that I knew that were in ministry. We had a great 2-hour talk just about I just kind of shared everything that was in my heart. Things like my desire to be a blessing to the local church, my love for God's people, my desire to teach the Word, my desire to travel and to be a blessing to not just my local church, but the Big C church, the church, and by traveling to different local churches and helping them. And right at the end of our conversation, He seeded an idea in my heart that was one of those moments that just kind of set me back. So I got in the car, it was August 27th, 2014, and I would say within 5 minutes of me being in the car and praying, the presence of God showed up in a tangible way. He began to just speak to me, just vision and direction. And there was 3 main things that He laid out for me. I want you to travel, and I want you to go to churches, and I want you to speak about God's heart for orphans and what the theology of orphan care and adoption is. What does the Bible say about it? Then I want you to help families in those congregations that might want to foster or adopt to find good, reputable agencies that they can connect with to be able to foster and adopt kids that need a home. And then the third thing was God told me, I want you to help those churches to establish their own orphan care ministry in that church in their local context. All of a sudden, I could see everything that God had done in my life over the last several years, even every desire that He placed in my heart for ministry. All of a sudden, God was saying, this is what I want you to do with that. The first question that I had was, well, how am I going to do this, and what is that going to look like? But as we began to look out at the landscape, I realized that we had a problem, and that problem was right here in our own community. At the end of the day, the church is the answer for the orphan crisis. At the end of the day, we have to bring these kids into care in our homes, in our churches. The Bible tells us in Psalm 68 that God settles the solitary in homes. And because He does that, because He loves children, we've got to be about bringing the kids in our community into the homes of our churches. In November of 2013, God spoke to my wife and I that it was time for us to step across that threshold and adopt. I can't imagine making it through that process without our church family being there to support and to love and to care and provide. So in June of 2015, we traveled to China to pick up our son. His name's Ethan. We knew that what we had done was the right thing. We knew we had gone down the right path. We have an opportunity when we adopt to take someone who previously has been rejected, and we get to accept them, love them, and bring them into our family and give them full legal rights as sons and daughters, which is exactly what God does to us through the person and work of Jesus Christ. It's not just that we're making a difference in His life, He makes a difference in our lives as well. Hope for Worth exists to mobilize local churches here in Tarrant County and beyond to make a difference in the lives of orphan and vulnerable children. That's why God has placed us here. That's why we're here in Fort Worth. The time is now for us to mobilize as churches and care for the kids that are in foster care, care for the kids that need to be adopted right here in our community.